Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to this House Podcast, episode 71, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And
I think it's 72.
This is an official podcast now because after I said that the best interviews only go up on YouTube, a lot of people that listen on Spotify and iTunes, stuff like that, they were like, "Can you upload it to the platforms?" Because I normally listen
Did
to
they
them on
really?
work. Yeah, I mean, some people listen to them on the way to work, but obviously YouTube, you have to you can't use your
Really?
phone and stuff unless you pay for premium. But who's going to pay for YouTube Premium when you can just get a Spotify account? Let's be honest.
If you're listening to my voice while you're driving, make sure to use your turn signals.
Thank you for that great news. And today I'm joined obviously by Robbie to review AEW All Out 2021.
Yes.
I'm gonna start, Robbie, with what I can even describe as the most underwhelming show of the year. First of all,
right, guys. So this is going to be my last time on the Timeless podcast. It's quite ironic that this podcast is called Timeless because my time is about up. But
no, obviously I'm joking. Me and Robbie watched it together, and it fundamentally one of the best wrestling cards I've experienced in. I'm going to say this. It sounds, it sounds like a obvious thing, but since the pandemic, I think apart from WrestleMania this year, I think it's the first time I really felt the crowd.
Well, I mean, you felt the crowd multiple times on not even to do the thing that I do, where I compliment AEW and don't give anything to WWE, but on a few AEW shows, and even on the first SmackDown back, you felt the crowd. So yeah, I can't really say it's the first time you felt the crowd, but
But for this, the show was stacked, and they were consistent throughout. First of all, nothing to really say about the pre-show match or the buy-in. I know it's not really cool.
It was a good match.
It was a fun match. Nothing really to talk about though. It was more of a spot fest to get the crowd hyped.
Yeah,
which is what a pre-show match should do. No complaints from
me. Get the crowd hyped. Get the crowd hyped so they'll buy the fucking pay-per-view.
But also, there's so much to talk about, and it's already 5 a.m. here in the UK, so I'm just going to jump straight.
Well, I mean, well, hold on. We'll say for the pre-show match at least that the winners of this match were in fact the best friends in Jurassic Express.
There we go. Isn't Beretta part of or Trent Beretta part of the best?
He is, but he is hurt currently. So there you go. What you sipping on, Alex?
Alcohol.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. Obviously, we started the night with, I believe, all the way back at the beginning, with Miro taking on Eddie Kingston.
I've got the full card here in front of me.
Thank you.
I got the card here in front of me. So
I'm gonna try and get it right. If I do veer off,
fair.
Do let me know.
But yes,
this was a great match. This was fundamental. Some spots are a bit hazy, but I remember specifically Kingston and Miro just having a at one point just a punch fest, and the crowd obviously going the whoa, and then obviously some really good stuff from Kingston. The crowd incredibly behind Kingston for this one as well.
Oh my god, yeah.
Obviously, I think his time will come, but unfortunately, he got redeemed by the Redeemer, Miro, when essentially the referee is a fucking idiot with the turnbuckle pads, tries to put it on whilst Kingston hits his finisher, I believe. I don't know what it's called. Well, we can help me out.
I don't remember the spot.
And so essentially he hits his finisher. The referee doesn't look. There's at least 3 seconds or so before the referee starts to count. Miro kicks out at 2.9 seconds. And the referee goes back to do the turnbuckle pad. Miro kicks him in the nuts. But it does, to be fair, to give Kingston credit, it takes him 2 match kicks before he falls down for the 1, 2, 3. Miro's still your TNT champion, like me and Robbie both predicted here. So if I'm not mistaken.
Did he end it with the match kick or did he end it with the game over?
No, he ended it with the match kick. It was 1, 2, 3. He didn't.
Oh yeah, it says by pinfall on here. It says by pinfall. I'm sorry, guys. My memory is a little.
It was.
We'll get to this. Ago. It was 4 hours ago, and also I just kind of reached one of the highest highs I've ever been on. So, and we'll get to that in a second. But yes, Miro successfully defends the All Elite Wrestling TNT Championship against Edward Kingston.
Yes, indeed. And now
I don't remember a ton of it. I was just gonna say I don't remember a ton of it, but yeah.
I think it's one of those cards where it's built, and yeah, I think the good thing was that I don't think there was a bad match on this card.
No, there really wasn't.
Okay,
Well,
okay, there was a boring match, but there was okay. There was no bad booking on this card.
sure, yeah, okay.
There was nothing that made me go, "What the fuck."
No, there was one thing on this show that made me go, "What the fuck?" and we'll get to that near the end.
Okay, dokie.
Not in a bad way. Not a bad way.
Next up, we had John Moxley taking on what's his name? Help me out here, Rob.
Satoshi Kojima.
Thank you very much. For me, and it wasn't a bad match, but the most. I had high hopes for this match on paper. For me, it was solid. It was a decent match, but it didn't hit the highs that I thought on paper. You look at it and you go.
Yeah, for me, I didn't have like the biggest expectations. I knew it was going to be a fun little thing, the forbidden door and all that. But I pretty much got exactly what I expected, and John Moxley ended up defeating Satoshi Kojima.
Unfortunately, his elbow was entirely just busted open though. And one visual I remember was he was hitting elbows on. We'll get to it later on, but he was hitting elbows on somebody, and there was blood trickling down their neck. But that's some really good spots here, for sure. Moxie's always really good at just selling shit.
Yes,
it's like he'll do the fucking worst bumps. I still remember some like turnbuckle stuff. Also, obviously, his new I forgot what his new finish is called, but the elevated the paradigm shift is really sick. Just some really good hard hitting stuff here. But like I said, for me, I'm more excited about what's to come this Wednesday than I would be this match.
Yes, so we'll talk about that now. So John Moxley defeats Satoshi Kojima, and the replays play and all that, and Moxley is standing in the ring, and all of a sudden we hear this music that we've not heard on AEW television before. And through the camera, you can see the Tron, and it says "The King." And me and Alex pretty much used to said "The King." And then I said Jerry Lawler
would be at All Out.
You did say that. We did say that. But then the fucking Tron popped up and said Minoru Suzuki. I did not expect Minoru Suzuki in this at all.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be, if anyone knew, again, like I said on the last video, I thought it was going to be Tanahashi.
I sort of feel lucky that we watched WCPW back in the day, because otherwise I would be like, I have no idea who the fuck this guy is.
Yeah, I would have known who he was just because of the internet, but like I don't watch New Japan, but like I knew that Minoru Suzuki coming in, that's a big fucking deal, and this match is going to be crazy. I was completely surprised when later on in the night they revealed that this Moxley versus Suzuki match is going to happen on Wednesday in Cincinnati. I didn't expect that, but I'm not complaining at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fully game for that. I think as well, it's nice as well that we didn't just get a stare down. These two fully got into it. A bit playful to start with. Elbows, and that's why I still want the visual of the blood down Suzuki's neck.
I forgot to talk about that.
It ends with Suzuki hitting the pile driver on Moxley.
Yes.
And then later on after the announcement, Moxley did a promo essentially just hyping the match, saying that it's going to be it's going to be fucking crazy, which I think we already know.
Oh my god!
So it's all very exciting as well. I believe in between this, we also got a backstage segment with Andrade El Idolo.
I actually don't know where the Andrade promo falls on the card.
I think it was around here. I think it was around here. Essentially, it was just him hyping. It seems that Chavo Guerrero may have blocked Pac's flight.
Oh no!
By the sounds of it. You say that, but Pac versus Andrade. I mean, we're getting it anyway. But just
that match is gonna be great. Yeah, we're getting it on Friday.
I've always been a fan of Pac. I think obviously I'm excited to see more of the Bastard because I've only seen like 3 matches of him as this character, and that was all in Defiant Wrestling at the time. So I mean, I'm excited to see more of this guy, and it's against Andrade as well. Just sick. But let's move on to one of my matches of the night. I know you agree, Robbie. I believe it's the women's match, not the women's title match.
Yes.
Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus Chris Statlander in what was a great match from start to finish.
I agree.
I mean, obviously, I think I remember I called it at the time. My match of the night so far. Out of the three matches so far, this was sick. Some really great moments here between the two. Some really good, false things. We also saw Orange Cassidy on the outside get a bit emotional, which is really, really cool.
That was something that you and I both collectively went, what the fuck? For those of you guys who did not watch All Out last night when you'd be listening to this, fucking Orange Cassidy. So Chris Statlander's on the outside of the ring and Orange just casually walks up there and all of a sudden Cassidy just starts losing his fucking mind, going, "Hey, get back in that fucking ring!" I don't think he said fucking, but he's like, "Get back in that ring now!" Like a drill sergeant. He's like, "What the fuck?" And Chris Statlander got back in the ring, and the match continued.
He gained powers. I mean, again, all these spots not doing anything to me just yet, but we got the boop on Britt Baker's nose, and the crowd popped like mad. Just some really cool stuff. We got Britt Baker hitting a Panama Sunrise.
Yes, we'll get
which was
into
really
that later.
Cool. Just some really good moments. It ended with the glove in the mouth submission. I don't know what these moves are called. I'll learn.
Lockjaw.
The lock. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Lockjaw,
it's a medical term. And unfortunately. I say unfortunately. Fortunately, Britt Baker wins. But this match, I'm a fan of Chris Statlander. That's the first time I've ever seen Chris Statlander wrestle. I think she's really cool. And like I said on the predictions, well, I think her time will come. She's in a stable that she'll always be somewhat viewed. She's always going to be around. She's never going to be forgotten. People clearly into her, and the fans really enjoy what she's about. And I think this match was legitimately. We talk about 5-star matches. I don't think it's hit it, but for me, it's almost 4.5 star. I think this was legit one of the best women's matches I've seen in a while. And I'm not saying that as like a slight on women's wrestling. I'm saying that unfortunately, with what I've seen in WWE, it's recently not been able to hit the highs of like Bayley versus Sasha in NXT or matches like that. The triple threat at WrestleMania 32. Those matches that make you go, fuck, So
they've not reached Bayley versus Sasha at TakeOver Brooklyn in forever. Like I think they had the triple threat at WrestleMania 32, and that was awesome. And then there's been great women's matches, and I mean maybe we're saying that this match is super fucking good just because the show just ended. Maybe after we have a while to think about it, I don't think it'll ever be a bad match, but maybe at some point.
I don't think so, because this came before all the hype stuff. I think I'd at least start out others, but I was.
Oh, that's true.
Because I think we would have been like, "Oh, this is sick," after all the hype stuff. But no, this was before the show got going. I think this is still one of the best matches on the card overall.
Yeah. You're doing the matches. You're moving on.
I think it's the tag match next.
Yes. So next up, we have the Young Bucks defending their AEW World Tag Team titles against the Lucha Brothers in a steel cage match. Lucha Brothers come to the ring with a live musical performance. I will say this, and I'll get deeper into this later, but it was in fact the best live musical performance on this show. That is for damn sure.
This match was. I mean, we can these two, the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers. We can't go spot by spot for this one.
I can't go spot by spot for anything because my memory's bad right now. I didn't take any notes. I didn't do anything. Neither did you.
Yeah, so. One thing I can say, things I really remember. First of all, just in general, the super kicks. Obviously, Young Bucks match. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Lots of bumps into the cage, lots of horrible bumps into the cage. I remember me and you wincing a lot throughout the match. One thing I will say, and this is only a negative me looking back on it, I think this match was top tier. Again, like I said about a lot of the matches on the card. For me, I don't know how I feel about the thumbtack boot. I think that was a bit gimmicky.
I feel like that's the point.
I know it is, but in a match that was so raw and exciting.
Sure.
I felt like it just control. I'm not saying that it was bad. I'm just saying that it didn't hit as hard as if it was like a bag of tacks. Because you could tell they could hide it a bit more. I do really appreciate the spot though where Penta protected Phoenix from being hit with attacks. First of all, one of the Bucks ripping off Phoenix's mask and it being like cut for the rest of the match. Sick. Penta got busted open a lot.
Yes.
So that was sick. Lots of
Phoenix fucking jumped off the top of this cell, which is actually a pretty fucking high up cell, to be honest. He jumped off and fucking, I can't remember what the fucking finish was. It was the assisted pile driver gimmick. And
then I also have to mention it as well because this is something that never happens in tag wrestling. Phoenix literally holding down the other Young Buck to make sure the pin went through. Because it wasn't like the other Young Buck was like incapacitated. They were still about. They were still had their wherewithal. So great match. New tag team champions AEW. I mean, look, these are the wrestlers. These are the wrestlers that I know. So I have more of a connection with it. And as the card,
sure, but I feel like even if you didn't have a connection,
no, absolutely. But like, I knew what to expect, and I got more than what I expected. And I expected high expectations. Like this is going to be a tag team match you look back on and go, "This is one of the best."
This by the end of the show. This was my match of the night.
I disagree. I'm going to go with the other one of the other singles matches on the card.
Fair.
I think in terms of pure wrestling and spots,
we'll get to that.
Absolutely,
we'll get to that match when we get to it. But like
for me, wrestling is a lot of storytelling as well. Which we'll get into the
this match was a lot of storytelling.
Look, we're talking about 10 out of 10, and then going to 11 out of 10 for the next one. For me,
sure.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not. This shows how strong this card was.
That's true.
Like, I think next up is the Casino Battle Royal.
Yes, and we'll go ahead and cut to the chase. Your Joker card
I don't want to say it just yet because I also want to say as well.
What do we talk about?
I appreciate that this is a battle royal and some wrestlers are stupid, but there were so many dumb things some wrestlers did in this match.
I didn't really think anything was dumb.
I don't know, like some wrestlers just hang on the outside for 10 seconds. It's like
that's a rumble.
I know
that's in every rumble,
but it still pisses me off.
Well, that's wrestling. Get over it.
I know it is, but like, I think it was a really good match. I thought, again, you're gonna hear
one thing that sticks out to me. One thing that sticks out to me for this match was I can't remember the exact thing, but I'm fairly certain that Riho got knocked out of the ring by Jamie Hayter, but it was underneath the bottom rope. And then Justin Roberts says Riho has been eliminated, and even Jamie Hayter's like, no, fuck, I didn't eliminate her, but Riho never got back in the match.
For me as well, an unknown got a massive reaction. Obviously, she's from Chicago. I don't know if you remember her name. Who is in the first match?
Sky Blue.
Hopefully, big things for her. She seems to be quite over. In the limited time she got, she did some really cool things. We also saw.
Can we talk about?
No. Well, it depends what it is. I don't want to go right to the end yet.
No. I want to talk about how my friend Mr. Alex Kingdom here. You were a bit spooked out by Miss Abaddon.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Abaddon scared the shit out of me.
Genuinely, Abaddon is probably the best. What the fuck are you listening to?
No, my phone. I randomly got an alarm. It's my university alarm that just went off.
Fair, but no, Abaddon is like one of the best like spooky wrestlers right now, who's actually like quite believable. So
yeah, I'm not even joking. I legitimately was like, eliminate this person, please. Like, get rid of her. I don't want stop putting the camera on her. Not because she's bad, but because she literally freaked me out. I mean, I don't like any face paint or anything like that. It freaks me out.
That's the point.
People as well that really impressed me in the match. Some really interesting stuff from Big Swole. Taya Conti had a really good run in the match as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, Nyla Rose, Thunder Rosa. All those guys. And again, it's one of those rumbles. I really like the system that they run because or battle royal, sorry, because it allows for the ring not to fill up and allows people to have their moments in those 3 minutes.
Right.
Before the new people come in. There's something that lacks in like, look, I love the Royal Rumble. It's the best match of the year all the time. But then like the middle section is always like people just punching for most of the time. And you got to kind of wait, but like this, you never get that because there's always that influx of new people. 2 people sort of leave before those people come out. Also, big ups to Vicky Guerrero because I've not seen her in wrestling since about 2014. So it was kind of nice to just see her hang on the outside.
She was Andrade's manager for about a minute until AEW decided, all right, we're gonna switch her out for Chavo, which was a good choice, I think.
Ooh, Chavo. Sorry.
But finally now we'll get to the Joker card of this Battle Royal, and it was, of course, the one that we all expected. The 21st entrant was AJ Lee. No, it was Ruby Soho. Fantastic.
Big reaction.
There's a song by the band Rancid called Ruby Soho, and I'm pretty sure that's the song she came out to. So,
but yeah, I mean, I'm fully behind the decision. I don't really know much about her because WWE, as well as I know Robbie, you're not very happy with WWE at the minute, but the women's division is pretty solid. I think one of the people that really underserved was Ruby Soho, Ruby Riott at the time, because she was there for 3 years. I know nothing about her. She had one match with Ronda Rousey and got beat in 2 minutes.
I just realized this about WWE. Why did WWE keep like taking names and adding an extra letter to it? They did it with Ruby Riott and they did it with the Iconics.
Iconic.
Well, I guess the Iconics at first were the iconic duo in NXT, weren't they?
Yeah. But I think this is great. The booking as well, with it not being an easy win for Soho, she had to have a really good fight with Thunder Rosa, who, by the way, was over. It wasn't because Robbie said, look, so as soon as Ruby came out, Robbie was like, look, if Thunder Rosa eliminates her, she can get booed. That wasn't the case. It was very 50-50.
Well, no, I think if Thunder Rosa actually won, I don't know if she would have gotten like booed out of the building.
Nah, mate, it was 50-50 when they had the standoff. There were some people going, Ruby, Thunder Rosa. It was very 50-50. So I mean,
wrestling crowds are fickle. They change their minds at the drop of a dime.
We'll also talk about the big CM Punk match, how much how much I was surprised at some of the chants there. But I thought this was a really good battle royale. It was lively. It never got boring. It was always interesting. For my first casino battle royale, anyway. And I thought, every kind of competitor got at least a moment to shine a little bit.
Absolutely,
which I always appreciate in these rumbles. So yeah, I think another solid match.
Yeah. So that's the women's casino battle royale. We can move on to the next match.
Right, next is my match of the night, if I'm not mistaken. The battle for his career. If he loses, he's going to become an AEW commentator. MJF versus Chris Jericho.
Before the match even started, MJF had a glorious entrance. The countdown and then the countdown ends and little pyro hits, and in the exact same fucking font that they used for Jericho's WWE debut in 1999. It just pops up on the screen.
With the
Jericho's
same sound effect,
last match.
With the same sound effect as well.
Oh, with the countdown?
With the wah, wah, wah.
Well, yeah, that's the same sound and everything. And with the same font they used for the word Jericho in 99, it says Jericho's last match. And then MJF has his proper entrance where he's wearing a get-up, to say the least.
He's wearing like a king's robe.
Looks fucking sick.
I mean, and we all know MJF's great. But this is much like for me. I wouldn't say in ring. I don't know if that sounds weird to you guys listening, but I'd say overall with storytelling, moments, even the in ring stuff. This to me.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest. The only bit of this match that like I super remember is like the last few minutes. I don't remember much else.
Fundamentally so far, for me, this is the first time tonight, and there is a few where refereeing inconsistency got on my tits a bit.
Yeah.
Because first we were like, we knew there's no disqualification. Apparently, a fucking one.
Oh no, let's run this down. So at the beginning of the match, Jericho and MJF brawl into the fucking crowd, and Jericho hits MJF with something. I have no fucking idea what you'd call it, but he hits them with this motherfucker, this inanimate object, and I just say, oh, I didn't know this was no DQ. I had no idea. And then later on, Jericho's on the outside of the ring, and Aubrey starts counting, and I'm just like, wait, what the fuck? So, but yeah, so there's some inconsistencies in this match with the refereeing, but hey, whatever. It's fine. No, this match was solid for the most part, and the last few minutes were fucking amazing. That's how I look at it. Yeah, Alex, you're doing a podcast.
No, I'm just trying to come up with words to describe how this match felt, because this was probably one of the only matches on the night where you didn't know the outcome, because obviously people were like, Jericho's not going to retire, but also there were moments in this match where we legitimately thought this was it.
Especially the bit, and this is the first finish.
I mean, I don't want to get there yet, because I think as well the brawling out in the crowd was really cool, and Jericho bringing like the stick in to whack him and stuff. That was where the refereeing inconsistency came in, because there was actually at least a 2 to 3 minute segment where they were just out of the ring, and nothing happened, and then suddenly Jericho gets taken out of the ring at one point, and the referee starts counting, and I'm like, huh? But a few other spots to talk about before that is power bombs galore. So first of all, you have one where Jericho just power bombs MJF straight onto the fucking apron. Then you have another power bomb where
he sells it for the rest of the match.
We have another one where MJF is on the fucking top rope, and it looks like Jericho going for a suplex. MJF counters into a power bomb, and I don't know whether MJF landed incorrectly, or was just selling, or a mix of both. But he was screaming in pain. And even me and you, I think I was like, literally, I talk about wincing. I think that was my biggest wince of the night, just the landing and how impactful it was.
Mine might have been the apron power bomb, because for some reason, like, I've seen a billion apron power bombs over the last 5 years, and all of them have been from Kevin Owens.
No.
But like when Jericho did the apron power bombs, it, like, if you guys can go watch this match and listen to the fucking thud that fucking thing makes. It's crazy.
I also have to say as well, obviously the first finish, MJF uses Jericho's bat to hit him and uses a move. Goes 1, 2. Jericho was leg on the referee counts 3.
Hold on. He didn't just hit a move. If my memory serves me correctly, he hit the fucking Judas effect on Jericho.
Is that one of Jericho's moves? That's sort of what I'm out.
All right, guys. So Alex does not watch AEW. If you don't know that already,
this is my second show.
What was your first?
Rampage with CM Punk.
Actually, that's not true. Didn't we watch? We watched like one of the very first ones. We watched Fight for the Fallen. We did. I know we did. It was. Yes, we did. We watched. I'm trying to think of a match that was on the card. What the fuck was on that card?
I don't remember it at all.
What was the main event? It was Cody and Dustin versus the Young Bucks, I think.
I didn't watch that.
Yeah, we did. I could have sworn we did.
I've never seen that match in my life.
I don't think we watched it live, but like,
I've never seen that match in my life.
No, we watched that fucking show.
This is some Mandela effect shit, because I'm telling you,
we did, because I remember when we were in the call when AEW first started, right? I was not super into it. I didn't really care. But so this would have been like the third AEW show, and we watched it, and I fucking remember us being in a call together watching this show, and we were like, man, like, this shit is fucking amazing. Like, this is really good. Like, I remember this.
That wasn't that show.
Yes, it was. This is when This is when you first saw the boy and his dinosaur.
Was that the show that was outside?
Yeah. Daly's Place.
I didn't get all the way through because I don't remember that tag match. But
we did. We got all the way through. We watched fucking everything. I know we did.
Okay, well, I forgot about that, but yeah. Okay, yeah.
Any fucking way.
Was that when FTR first debuted?
Fuck no. This was like a good year before. This was the third AEW show. This was fucking what else? This is back when the Dark Order were still pretty dog shit. Anyway. So okay. Yeah. But as you were saying,
as I was saying,
MJF hits Jericho with the Judas effect, and 1, 2, Jericho gets his foot on the rope, and 3, Aubrey does not see the foot on the rope, and literally, I was convinced that that's how they were.
We also have to talk about, before we go in somewhere else. We also have to talk about just before this moment. Wardlow comes out and tries to distract Jericho, and then Mr. Hair himself, Jake Hager, comes out to help out Jericho, but unfortunately the distraction, Jericho hitting like I think a spear of some kind or something on Wardlow to the outside, allows MJF to sneak behind with the bat. That's what kind of built up to that moment. And that allowed another referee comes out to break up the Hager Wardlow fight, in which he sees Jericho's foot on the rope. He tells Aubrey, and then that's how we get the redecision. I also appreciate Justin Roberts' face in this moment, because he looks so fucking confused. Obviously, that was him.
All this was so perfect. All this was so perfect. The crowd, the refs, MJF, just everything about it was so perfect. But
also, straight away on the re-go, Jericho hits the code breaker, and we're thinking, what's up? 1, 2, kick out. And we're thinking,
shit. Did he hit the code breaker? I don't remember that.
Yeah, no, that was the first thing, because I was like, there's no way they're ending this quickly. I was like, there's no way.
You might have thought, oh shit, but I've been watching AEW for 2 years, and I know that move is no longer a finish. So
is it the Judas effect?
But yes, no one's ever kicked out of the Judas effect.
But yeah, absolutely. I think, like I said, this was my match of the night. I think because I just loved the storytelling. And
we haven't gotten to the end. Jericho. So they have this little match for only like a couple more minutes, and eventually Jericho gets MJF in the walls, and MJF taps out. And after he taps out, Jericho wins. Judas plays, but good this time. We didn't even talk about this. Okay. I just realized
I was going to leave that to the end of the match, because I know you're going to run. I was going to leave it to the
end. Okay. Well, we're pretty much at the end anyway, but so first I'll explain that Jericho wins, and the Inner Circle comes out, and they're all happy days. Jericho is still an active wrestler in AEW, but okay, listen. AEW fans, you'll remember back February 29th of 2020, you will recall AEW Revolution, Cody Rhodes, or just Cody at the time, had an entrance, a live musical performance by Downstate. Okay. That was fucking dreadful. All right. Now, tonight, we have a new dreadful music performance. Because, right, they decided we are going to have the guitarist from Fozzy play Judas as Jericho walks to the ring. And, it didn't really work, because the crowd kept losing track of the song because the fucking guitarist would not play the normal rhythm. Fucking idiot. He just I'm sorry, that was rude. But he just he didn't stick along with the crowd, man. I hated this entrance. This entrance was fucking horrible. And I would have been severely upset if this ended up being Chris Jericho's final entrance. But it won't be. Thank God. But yeah, there's our review for that match. And
like I said, I don't disagree with you that, because we could pick any of these matches to be match of the night. But for me,
except for one.
But
it's not the one that you think I'm talking about.
Storytelling has to come into effect for me a little bit. I'm not saying there wasn't storytelling but I was just more invested in this one for me. Because I know Chris Jericho more. Like the more I watch, and I will be watching a lot more now.
Better be.
The more I'll get invested. Well, I pay for it on AEW Plus.
True.
So I'm not. This
You
is
haven't
not a
fucking
sponsor
used
for
it.
AEW. Yes, I have.
No, you haven't. We used it one time.
I watched half the Dynamite after the Rampage and turned it off because
Oh boy.
even you admitted that one wasn't great. Yeah.
You told me that you watched that fucking Dynamite and the Rampage.
I didn't watch the Rampage.
You lied to me then.
I'm sorry.
This motherfucker.
I was probably watching SmackDown, better show.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, I think this one was really good. I mean, they're all really good. It's like picking the best things you could possibly pick. And this one for me just took the cake tonight in terms of in ring.
Sure.
It wasn't my favorite moment of the show. We're gonna leave that to the very end.
Oh my god.
But in terms of the in ring, man, you can't beat this. For me, I think it's gonna be my favorite match of the year. Because also it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't an obvious retirement match. Sometimes retirement matches can be obvious. This one was sort of like, well, Jericho has his band, he's got other things going on. He could easily just give it up. Like we were talking about in the predictions.
And it's also, it's also, as we talk in the predictions, it's also a matter of if he does win, what next?
Yeah.
But he's won.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited because Jericho can still go. I'm just excited for the future of this company. I'm excited for the years to come. I'm excited to be a part of it.
I can't wait to
well.
see. I don't want to be one of these guys. I don't want to be one of these guys because I know on Twitter they are fucking annoying. I hate the ratings guys on Twitter, but I am excited to see the rating that Dynamite does on Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm very excited to see that.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm excited for
okay, actually, we need to talk about this later. We can talk about this later because we haven't gotten to the bit where we haven't gotten to why I'm excited. Well, I actually just realized something. People, if they're watching the video version of this podcast, for the whole fucking video, they will have seen why I am excited. But hey, we'll get to it.
I don't remember what the next match is. Is it Punk? Did they go
the next match is CM Punk versus Darby Allen. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Look, I really liked the match. I did really like the match. I thought the match was good. Did I think the match was amazing? No. Did it have to be amazing? No. I thought Darby Allen had an amazing showcase. CM Punk showed that he could still go. But I will make one comment. Hold on.
I want to say this first because I think I've already seen this on Twitter as well. People saying Punk didn't go as hard as he went in 2011. I've seen that already on Twitter. But I was saying this is his first match back, and first of all, he can go as hard as he went in 2011. He kept up with Darby fucking Allen. Yes. I don't know much about Darby Allen, but I know this. For what Robbie told me, this man's fucking insane.
Yeah.
And he didn't look like he was slacking in this match. But like Robbie said, this match didn't need to be the best work rate match on the card because Punk's going to have those eventually.
I mean, all the crowd needed for this fucking match was to hear Cult's personality and see CM Punk have a wrestling match. And that's what they got.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this match was, again, really solid. It wasn't the best match of the night, but it also had some really good moments. I think I remember my favorite spot wasn't even one of the biggest spots. It was just Darby Allin getting fucking Irish whipped into the corner and spinning out of the fucking ring.
We didn't know if that was a botch or not. I still don't know if that was a botch or if that's how that spot was supposed to happen. I don't know. But so this match was a lot of fun. It was also like I was just sitting there and a couple of times I just thought to myself, I'm watching CM Punk have a wrestling match in 2021.
I think I said to you a couple of minutes in, it hasn't hit me yet.
Yeah, it still hasn't really hit me.
No, and like I said as well, it wasn't like, oh, this is 2021 CM Punk. I was like, this is the same man that wrestled in the early 2010s. Like it didn't. Feel
I couldn't say that. I could not say that.
I know why. I know why. Because you're a petty bastard.
Can I talk about it now?
Yes.
Can I just? All right. Look, listen, okay? Phil, Mr. Brooks, if you're listening to this, okay?
Let's pick him up.
Yeah, Mr. Brooks, I love you. I bought your T-shirt from shopaew.com. It'll be on the way anytime now.
I'll be buying it when uni loaning.
Yeah, but look, Phil, Mr. Brooks. I'll call you Mr. Brooks because it's more respectful. Okay. I'll let Alex pour his drink first.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for listening to this podcast.
But don't worry, we do drink watch alongs here, in which case most of it is all of us just pouring drinks at some point.
Fair. But anyway, so Mr. Brooks, right? Again, I love you, all that stuff, but listen to me, okay? I know that my opinion doesn't mean much because I'm just a silly old wrestling fan.
Mm-hmm.
But please do not wrestle in those tights again. those tights were so fucking distracting. At first, I will not fucking lie to you, okay? At first, I was super bummed out because I was really?
Yeah.
You're wrestling in sweatpants.
The reason I'm laughing, and if you watched our predictions video, you'll know why, is because Robbie was like, Alex was just distracting me the whole time with saying comments. First thing he said was, is Phil wrestling, is Chip Pop wrestling in fucking trunks? I went, or tights? I was like, okay, I'm watching the show. It's like, and for like the first 5 minutes, I'm like, man, I cannot get over these tights. I'm like,
I couldn't get over it.
I turned into Robbie for the first one. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I get it, and I was enjoying it. But like for those first few minutes, it was like, dude, this is your first match back in 7 years, and you wrestle in something that looks to me like sweatpants, and they weren't even sweatpants that had like a cool design on them. They had stars on the sides.
I disagree. I like the sweat. I like the pants. Look. This is all nitpicking, and I always says Robbie is he's a man that cares about the little details, and do you know what? Fair enough. I've been on this podcast and nitpicked the smallest shit.
The little shit makes the big shit.
Yeah, but absolutely. But what I'll say is, this moment, CM Punk returning to wrestling, has made me fall in love with wrestling again. Not on like a level of like, oh, I hated wrestling, but Robbie will know. Like in like 2016, 2017, all I used to enjoy was wrestling. It was like my thing. I don't think it's age that has grown me out of wrestling. I think it's tiredness and overexposure, which is an unfortunate thing of the modern era.
Yeah,
but it's something that's going to happen these days with how much streaming you get and how much you've got to keep posting and how much you've got to keep uploading and doing content, because that's just the modern world.
It's a thing specifically with wrestling, by the way, because wrestling, you never get a fucking break. There is no off season.
No, there's no. Even with the Premier League here in the UK in football, you get the 3 months off. Formula One, which you guys know I'm a big fan of, you get 3 months off. Wrestling, you don't get that.
Nothing, man.
But like, look, this show made me fall in love with wrestling. Like tonight, I have nothing really bad to say. And I want to thank AEW. You know, I'm still obviously I know Robbie's very much different, but I still love both companies, WWE and AEW. I'll still watch both. I won't watch every weekly show because I've got things to do. You know, but look, wrestling is good again in both facets. I mean, when you've got tournaments like Kenny Omega and Roman Reigns, you can't really complain.
Roman Reigns, I love. It's everything else.
I know. Obviously, you are. You. But for me, I'm still on both sides of the coin. I still like both. I know you don't agree with me on that, but I still enjoy. I can still find elements to enjoy both.
I don't enjoy WWE,
which is why you're going to be my AEW guy for now. On every pay-per-view, we're going to do this, hopefully. And John will be my WWE guy because me and him both like WWE.
I do enjoy WWE when it's good.
John has also started to watch WWE as well because CM Punk. So it's not just me. So a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon. And tell you what, after this show, I don't think any of us are going to leave anytime soon. What I'll say is, look, wrestling. If you've gone off the bandwagon, watch it again. Both sides of the coin, I would say, because I think there's stuff to enjoy on both shows for me anyway.
Wait just a burger flipping second. Hold on. I just realized, and I'm sorry to go back to this, but we totally did watch Fight for the Fallen because we recorded predictions. They were never posted, but we recorded predictions.
Fabulous.
Anyway,
I don't like this because this is why people always ask me as well, why are you not as active on Twitter? Well, because Twitter makes you feel shit. Not only in the Doctor Who community and the wrestling community, everything. Like look, you guys know, and Robbie knows, I'm a negative person. If I don't like something, I'll say it. Like I don't mean like in like life. I'm not like a depressed person. But like if I don't like something, I'll say it. I know. But like I never got my way, and everyone even like people like John on the podcast, whatever. I never attack people for their opinions. That's why I don't get involved on Twitter, because if I post something, I'm gonna get shit for it. So yeah. I ain't about that. Whereas I know, me and Robbie have a discussion here, even if we don't agree. If he jokingly says something to me, it's a joke. Like, but on Twitter, people go, "Oh, you cunt! What the fuck do you think this?" Yeah, that's why I have no time for
Twitter. People you've never talked to a day in your life.
Obviously, you guys love me and Mr. John Cook having an absolute go at each other for disagreeing on everything, because most of we agree on some stuff, we disagree on others. But that stuff always in good jest. So I thank you guys, the viewers. First of all, for the best month on YouTube in my history, up 20 subscribers, which is a quarter of my viewership. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Hopefully we just keep on going, baby. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of other stuff on it, a lot of variation on the podcast, so get excited. As we
somewhere along the lines of talking about the CM Punk match, we took a very sharp left turn, and I don't remember.
But this happens on the podcast.
I don't think we hold on. I don't think we discussed the winner. So CM Punk eventually hits Darby Allen with the GTS and wins.
Absolutely, and like I said, I don't remember much of the match. To be honest, I remember Darby Allen hitting a fucking sick tope.
Yes,
and then like a cannonball spin on Punk from the apron to the outside. But like I said, this match wasn't about individual moments. This was about the moment itself, and they knew that going in. And Darby Allen like a fucking $1 million. Also, great ending in the match where Sting comes out. He's true to his word, shakes Punk's hand. They all help Darby up. Raise of the arms, great. Made Darby look great. Hopefully, Darby gets a title shot for like the TNT title or something soon.
Yeah.
However, I love
and hold on. One thing we didn't talk about is that like before the match, and we'll just talk about this super fast. Before the match, Darby makes his entrance, and like Darby always looks like calm, cool, collected. But when he sits in that corner and waits for Cult of Personality to hit, you can just tell he is nervous. He is nervous.
Because obviously, because I think I pointed this out to you first, is that he's like, obviously they do the whole sit down, Darby's in the corner analyzing, like he does, like just being really calm and collected, but you can see his hands shaking.
Right.
But like I said, because obviously you confirmed to me, being a young man like Darby is, I think he's in his early 20s, if you tell me correctly.
I think
saying that you're going to get the CM Punk's first match, and probably him being a kid in like early 2011, 2012 when Punk was the guy. Mega.
Yeah. On the AEW countdown to All In thing that they did, like CM Punk previously said that when if he was a kid and he saw Darby Allen would have been his favorite wrestler. But Darby Allen says that CM Punk was in fact his favorite wrestler. So
I think we could all speak for that. I mean, we and Robbie are similar ages. I know we have different voice pitches, which everyone loves to talk about whenever we speak. I know Robbie. We have great stories of people that we know. When you first met them, they thought you were a lot older than you were. Considering you've had this voice since I've known you in 2016, and yet I'm older than you.
Yes, and I have the exact same voice that I had in like 26. When would I have gotten this voice? Or I guess I wouldn't have noticed because it's my voice, but I want to say I've had a voice like this since like 2015. So I've had the same voice since I was 13. So
whereas me, you've seen me go through puberty.
You've grown, and I wish you started you started this fucking podcast with the same voice that you had back then so that people could experience. Here's what I'll tell you guys to do. Go on YouTube. Look up the Wrestling HQ and just, do you still have videos up on the Wrestling HQ?
Yeah, it's all there.
Yeah,
all there.
Go on the Wrestling HQ and just listen. Okay. I sound identical, although my microphone was more shitty. You fucking, let me do my best Alex Kingdom impression.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's me, Alex Kingdom. So today we're going to be reviewing WCPW Loaded. So it's just it's been a lot. But anyway, CM Punk defeats Darby, and we can move on to the next match.
Yeah, absolutely. And next up we have.
Can I review this one? Can I review this one alone? Can I review this one alone real quick?
No, I'm going to say this because next up we have Paul White, aka the Big Show, and I will continue to call him Big Show because, like I said again, I'm talking from my youth, but Big Show's my favorites as a kid. As you can never just call him Paul White, versus QT Marshall, in what was a match that served its purpose. I hate to say that. It's Big Show's, I want to say big return, but we know Big Show's not doing much in
right.
But also as well, I really like the fact that this story had layers to it with the Tony Schiavone stuff. Also that match. One thing I will give credit to as well. Because no people don't know WWE commentary. You guys know I have a massive thing for Pat McAfee. I think he's great. But I like the fact that AEW commentators have a go at the shit characters. Like they have a go at MJF, have a go at QT, Kenny. They won't sit for their shit.
Yeah.
So like I do like that sort of stuff. I love the fact that Tony in this match is just having a fucking great time seeing QT get his ass kicked. Obviously, look, this match is very, very much by the by. Big Show hits the slaps, hits the choke slam.
Yes. This match was 3 minutes, 10 seconds.
It serves its purpose because if they went straight from Punk to Kenny, wouldn't have worked.
Well, yeah. I thought it was a strange choice to have Paul White win. But, I mean, whatever. I really didn't care either way. And when I asked you if I could review it alone, I'm just gonna do the review alone as if you said
Absolutely.
yes. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Here we go. Here we go.
As if you ever listened to me anyway.
Here we go. The match starts. Paul White does some chops. Paul White does a choke slam. 1, 2, 3. The match is over. We can move on now. I don't know. I want to say this because I think every wrestling show can't go 100 miles per hour. No, but there's nothing to talk about.
But I don't hate this match because I would look at Twitter because I was looking at Twitter throughout this match, about the show, and people were shitting us going, well, this was clearly the worst match. But was it in terms of the purpose it needed to serve? Was it ever going to be? No, but I'm saying this is like, I can't objectively say this match was shit because it served exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Well, I was just going to say either way. I get what you mean. I was just going to say either way, I'm ready to move on to the main event.
And your main event of the evening.
That's right. Paul White versus QT Marshall was the semi-main event, just so you guys know.
It was the cool-down match. But But for your main event of the evening, for the AEW Championship, was Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage. Probably by the last point, although it was already burnt out after the Punk thing.
I was tired. Yeah.
But also, possibly, one of Christian's best matches. I've not watched the Rampage match, but
the Rampage match was so good. I might put the Rampage match over this one.
This match was also really good. I mean, Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage. I'm not just calling him Christian because they do on commentary anyway. They barely say Christian Cage.
His first name is Christian.
So, first of all, great between these two, as if you wouldn't expect anything otherwise. Before we get, obviously, I know we want to talk about the stuff at the end, but we do have to talk about what was a very, very good match between these guys. So much.
I don't know if I'd say very, very, very good. I'd say it was
come
good.
On. It was at least 4-star for me.
It felt like Kenny Omega on autopilot.
It was my first. Like I said, I told
maybe I'm being harsh.
But you are. I think you are because I think it just came at the wrong time of a 4-hour show that was stacked.
That's true. This was a long show.
but in the best way. It wasn't like WWE long where you're like 6 hours in and going,
Yeah.
well, we've had 3 good matches and they were very good, but we've also had a lot of rubbish. And that's come from a WWE fan, by the way.
Cringe.
But like I'm fully behind this match. I think it was really good. I think it did deserve to be the main event. I'm always about putting your title matches on last. I think that's the matter. I think Kenny's brilliant. I think Christian's brilliant. We had some really good moments here as well. Some just really hard hitting stuff.
There's a lot of spots that I can't remember.
Fundamentally,
I know.
I remember Christian.
I remember the finish.
I remember Christian going for an on top and prettier sent to the one winged angel. I also remember things like Christian just going out crazy at points with the tables. Going through.
They did the spear through the table.
Spear through the table.
They did the spear through the table.
Kenny pushes Christian. Well, so one of what's the guy's name? Don Callis. Is it? Distracts the referee, which allows Kenny to push Christian onto the table, which is flat out, which is really cool as well. Brilliant stuff. A really good title match. It doesn't hurt Christian because of the ending. The ending, I think, which I'm really happy about because obviously AEW's priority is their champion, which is Kenny Omega, but they clearly made the TNA champion Christian Cage look.
Impact.
He didn't lose. Oh, sorry, Impact Wrestling champion Christian Cage. Look, he didn't lose fair here.
No.
You know, I look.
I can't remember. He lost fair.
No, he didn't. No,
he lost He lost with the one winged angel off the top.
Yeah, after a dick kick.
Was there a dick kick? I don't remember.
Yeah, because Don Callis distracted the referee.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm fucking. All I remember from this is the end.
You know, I think it's great. Look. I don't mean you have talked about me. We're big both Christian fans. We probably witnessed his best era ever. I want him to be a world champion again. I don't know if everything will get there. Probably not, but I hope so. But this shows
I think he could be world champion.
That at this age it shows he can still go. Like Punk and Christian, two people that I never thought I'd see wrestle again, and Edge. Let's punk them all in. In the last year and a half, they've all come back and they've all looked fucking brilliant.
Yes,
all of them. And so wrestling again. I'm just so thankful we get to see this.
Yes,
it sounds really dumb, but like you go through this stuff, and when even Daniel Bryan, I'll lump him in there as well. 4 guys that defined wrestling for me. And also with wrestling, it's different than like a TV show or an actor because these guys leave wrestling not apart from Punk, who decided to go. They leave wrestling due to the circumstances out of their hand, and it's very scary. Yeah. And
Punk also decided to leave because he had a big ass fucking.
Oh no, absolutely. But he left because of how he was treated, whereas the other guys left due to injuries.
Yeah,
and that is scary because then you'll go wrestling's fake, and I don't agree with that statement. I always go predetermined because wrestling fucking hurts. There's injuries to prove it.
Oh my god!
But it's one of those things where. You worry for their lives. You don't worry for the characters, you worry for their lives. So they come back and it just fills you with this euphoria. I would say for me, I still think the Daniel Bryan one hit home the most. Even more than
return?
The one. Even more than
I would say I
wouldn't say the moment, but I'd say
sure.
Because of how done over Daniel was, or Bryan, sorry. With his title run, and then he gets injured immediately. He comes back for like 3 months and has to retire. And that retirement, by the way, is heartbreaking. I cry every time if I ever watch it because it shows a man that just same with Edge. Christian never got one, which I think is really horseshit actually. He never got to say goodbye. But like Daniel didn't want to go. You can see that in him.
I remember I watched that live.
He was my hero, man. Like I remember, like one of the best wrestling storylines of all time is that Authority WrestleMania 13. Yeah. That night as a whole, one of the best nights of wrestling ever.
Even though that story was never meant to fucking happen.
No, but with
Daniel retiring,
I'm not caring about that. I'm saying that he made one of the best nights of wrestling in my life.
Yeah, like when Daniel retired, I watched that live and I had to fucking go to school the next morning all bummed out because Daniel Bryan retired the night before. Couldn't have done that on Friday. But yeah. But we'll talk about.
What I was saying was just see those guys back is great, and I'm happy they've come back without their reputation tarnished and them being not as good.
Yeah. But regardless,
I know you're very excited to talk about this next.
I'm trying to talk about the finish. Can we get to the finish?
I'm gonna talk about the finish. So fuck yourself.
All right. It's
this
your
podcast.
My podcast. Go for it.
This is my podcast.
Go for it. I make the podcast, motherfucker.
So
I am the podcast.
You are the table. Yeah. So enter obviously the one we're going to enter top rope. 1, 2, 3. Kenny gets on the mic. And he just spats a lot of shit. He says a buzzword, which I'll let Robbie say, so I don't get it incorrect.
Kenny said, anybody who could defeat me is either not here. He said something else, and then he said, or they're already dead.
He said retired. He said they're not.
No. Oh, okay, retired. Yeah.
He said they're not here. They're either retired or they're already dead. And then
they're already dead. But hold on, wait a minute. But hold on. I gotta explain this. To you because I don't think you understand. So, when did Adam Cole go to WWE? 2018. So in 2018, before Adam Cole left and went to WWE, he was on Being the Elite, and on Being the Elite, they killed off Adam Cole. So Adam Cole is dead. So that's why Kenny Omega used that buzzword. As soon as he says, actually, wait, no, this is your part. This is your podcast. You talk about what happens after he says the buzzword.
Adam Cole debuts in AEW
with a lights out spot, by the way.
With a lights out spot. WCPW will be suing.
Right, I get it.
But and obviously at this point we're thinking, oh, he's going to be the challenger to Mr. Omega. Comes in the ring, super kicks poor Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
By the way, there's a kerfuffle between fucking Elite and Jungle Boy, and
yeah. Well, I want to talk about that super kick real quick because when Cole hit that super kick, and maybe I'm talking a little too much about something that happens after that, but I just need this for context, okay? So when Adam Cole's music hits, immediately for me, it was like, oh, okay, they're doing the Adam Cole debut now, and I guess they'll save Brian for Arthur Ashe. And then Adam Cole hits that super kick, and the moment he hits it, I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
I also love Ken. I know he did it during the match. It might be a thing he mentions, but I love that he also referenced Urkel here and goes, in the name of the great Steve Urkel, did I do that?
He did that during the match too.
Yeah, I know he did. And he's like, he worked the crowd. It's brilliant. Also, Adam Cole being part of the Elite, I'm not mad about. But then we wait, and he goes, look, I'm going to kind of happy. This is it. Good night, everyone. And then we hear the Flight of the Valkyries.
I believe it's actually called Ride of the Valkyries. I believe WWE changed it to Flight.
Okay.
For the guitar version.
We hear the Superman theme.
Superman? The fuck?
That's where it's originated from, the Superman. Did you not know that?
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know that. Why would I know that?
My God. So we hear the thing from
How
Superman.
am I supposed to know that?
It's like a house dubstep edition. It sounds really sick. It sounds really sick.
It sounds sick, but when it first started playing, I was like, what in the absolute fuck am I listening? Of course, there was the initial disappointment that I wasn't hearing the final countdown.
But
after that, it immediately went away.
It's amazing. The crowd pop as shit. They're great. He looks great. I mean, it's not like it's been long since we've seen him. It was only Mania in one of the best Mania events of all time. Sorry, people. Both Mania main events this year were great. And tell me
I don't know
about
that one.
I don't give a fuck what you say. Just put it out there.
Wow.
And yeah, look, man. I've got nothing to lose here, so I'll say what I think.
I didn't know you had that opinion.
Yeah. And obviously he had one of the best leaving storylines as well, in my opinion as well. But he's great here. He kicks the shit out of the Elite, hits the knee, we end the night. And what a show.
That was all out.
That started with Miro and Eddie Kingston, which feels like forever ago.
That feels like that happened 2 nights ago.
2 weeks ago. It feels like it happened 2 weeks ago. No, that's not even a negative. That just shows how much good shit there is on the show.
This card was so fucking stacked. And There was just so much on. The only fucking dry spot was Paul White versus QT Marshall, but it was supposed to be a dry spot. So it was designed to get the crowd back into the main event, which didn't really work. The crowd weren't really into the main event all that much. Neither was I. I
don't think they weren't into it. I think they were just tired.
Yeah, and so was I. And the moment that the lights went out for Adam Cole,
I think saying not into it is wrong. I don't mean to test you there, but I think it's the equivalent of it's the equivalent of like, I put this, Spider-Man Far From Home to Avengers Endgame. People are going to enjoy it, but they're not going to get the same resonance.
And also, Tobey Maguire's not in it.
Fuck off.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Whatever, man. All right, how about this?
You get the
on
analogy,
the Timeless Podcast reviews. On the Timeless Podcast reviews, I want you to tell me. First of all, rate it 5 stars, but also, who do you prefer, Tobey Maguire or Tom Holland or Andrew Garfield? Who do you prefer?
Me.
Let us know. No, just the people on the reviews for the show. I want to know what they think. But,
the Spider-Man film reviews are going to be coming up in December-ish time ahead of.
No, not those reviews. The Timeless Podcast reviews.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that.
Okay.
Those will be coming up.
Anyway,
yeah, this show is great from top to bottom.
Very solid. Very solid show.
Again, this is the issue with podcasting is when something's really good, you just say it's really good. There's nothing to really nitpick. There's nothing bad on this show. There's nothing that if I was to rewatch it, I'd skip. Even the Big Show match, I enjoyed it because it's Big Show. Fuck it, I'll watch it. It was 3 minutes. It wasn't overly long as well. That was the thing. It didn't last like too long. I was like, me and Robin were like, this can end now, but it wasn't like this is like 25 minutes. What the fuck? It was like this is 4.5. Wouldn't you say 3 minutes 10?
No. But real quick, I just want to say that I just refreshed Twitter, and now my eyeballs are being pleasured at the sight of AEW.
Yeah.
Yes, brother.
Young Bucks has put new bio. Oh, great.
What's their bio?
Lost our titles, but gained a previously dead friend.
Yes, they sure did. But no, this was a lot of fun. I really like the show a lot. I think it's going to be very, very important for AEW going forward. AEW's got so much momentum right now, and I feel like you couldn't really blow it even if you tried. They've got CM Punk. They've got Bryan Danielson. This Wednesday, they've got Minoru Suzuki, for God's sake. They've got so much going on, so much good shit. And I can't fucking wait to see the future of this fucking show.
Yep. Also, those people listening that are just the wrestling fans of this, I will never do weekly wrestling reviews, mainly because I'm going to be honest, I can't be asked. I don't watch wrestling. Yeah. I don't watch wrestling weekly. I think that'll make it boring for me. I do the big pay-per-views, and the good thing with AEW and WWE is that that will make it mostly monthly for you guys because there's 4 AEW pay-per-views. I do the big 4 for WWE, so there's only a few months where there's no wrestling content on the channel. Please do go follow the podcast at Times Pro on Twitter. Click the link in the description. There's the gaming channel. There's where you can check me out on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and others. Tomorrow will be the Times Podcast big review of Avengers Infinity War. It has all your favorites, John, Reese, and Adam on it, as we all talk about Avengers Infinity War. And then coming up soon, some Doctor Who podcasts. And I'll be soon announcing my new series, which John gave me the idea for after the Marvel stuff's done. Which obviously it will be fully done because I keep releasing stuff, but I can't obviously do fortnightly reviews of Marvel because I'm running out. So get excited for that. Robbie, thank you so much for joining me once again, pal. It's been a pleasure. Check Robbie out at subordinary _ on Twitter.
Yes.
And stay tuned for more wrestling content, WWE stuff, and AEW. And I'll see you guys all soon. Take care. Bye bye.